Hello, Self, Cosmos, Ohana Universe. It's Soul Dr. Nick here. It is Monday, March 31st, 2025, and this is Magic Mirror Work. And it is just around sunrise right now. So, just before 7 a.m. on the rooftop patio. It's a little cold. So, I am standing in front of my beautiful fire pit. And I'm going to stay on this side probably for a little bit, just staying warm. Don't have a stand for the phone that's closer, so we'll leave it there and have the mirror far away. Have a full-length mirror today, even though it's a very small full-length mirror. And remind myself, I was just watching something from the guy that created BrainTap, and he's reminding us, like, you know, when you're looking at a screen and looking at a TV, what I'm seeing isn't actually a screen, so to speak, isn't actually an image. It's millions of tiny little pixels and watching them change color. And that's different than looking at reality, no matter how good the screen is. Now, the better the screen, the closer to reality it is. But the more little pixels, the more things that are actually changing. So it'd be interesting to hear about that idea, because there's a part of my brain that thinks more pixels better. Not necessarily true. And then being reminded printed pictures, printed solid things may be better in a way. And having less videos, fewer screens on regularly especially, is probably better. Having fewer digital displays even for the time. Now, having said that, each digital block of light, depending on the display, could be much less intrusive. So many things to think about. But it's really interesting because I'm looking around up here. What do I got? Without this screen, I don't have any other screens up here. I'm just gonna get my juice. We'll see if you can follow me. So being up here on the balcony, not a bad thing actually. Is this hot? No. Looking at this fire, it's not a pixelated fire. This is fire. And it's a gaseous fire. I wonder if that's different than a wood fire. Definitely different than the sun, I believe. I don't think the sun is just burning a giant log that just keeps burning. I think there's more to it than that. I don't understand it. The closest thing my brain can approximate is fire. Okay. I'm just taking my time this morning. This is probably not going to be the most interesting magic mirror. And I'm saying that because there's a part of my brain that's trying to perform, going, I need to make it interesting for you. Or it's trying to deflect, going, don't watch this because I don't want anyone else to see this. Or it's just playing the games. Mind, body, and soul. Brain playing games. Not super excited to be on loudspeaker. Body just reminding me what's going on, and practicing just, again, moving the hips a little bit and just noticing what's there. Loosening things up. I'm reminded and reminding myself I do still want to learn how to dance some more. I know that my beloved would love to do more dancing in general. I'm already doing some singing, which is great. And my little man loves singing as well, which is fantastic. And then just connecting and tuning in with myself, because sometimes I really feel like I'm channeling something through, and sometimes I feel like I'm just spewing out a bunch of bullshit. And both, actually, in a way, if the same way I believe that everything is perfect, if I believe that I'm channeling, that I'm always channeling in a way, it's just, am I channeling a bullshit version versus I'm channeling a version that I want to step into more, and letting go of it needing to be all the time. That's the piece as well. It's the all the time. Interesting. Mirror work in front of a mirror. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to having a camera pointing forward at a mirror, looking at myself, and then me looking at the mirror itself, and then not having to look at the screen. Because that's going to be more genuine mirror work in a way than me looking at the screen. And more genuine in the sense that it serves me more. Right now, this serves. And it's a wonderful tool. Okay. What else is there right now? Magic mirror work is for me. Okay. And it's funny and frustrating to say that over and over again and forget over and over again. And this is the work. I'm progressing by reminding myself of these new patterns. And these new patterns may seem old at times because I'm just making it my new default subconscious, just like coming up in this balcony. It has been almost a week now. A week since my dear brother finished making the gazebo. I started coming up here probably the next morning. I don't know if I came right away in the morning. It's probably been at least 5 days since I'd done it at first light. And now I'm actually setting an alarm again. I have an actual alarm again. And it is a little bit challenging to wake up sometimes. And I'm really grateful for it as well. Because it allows me to sleep in until the alarm. And then get up and be with the light. And once I'm with the light this morning, and I'm up here for about an hour, maybe 2, then it's okay, is the word. It's okay for me to go back down. And I noticed that I've been doing this because, and I'm grateful for Papa Jack Cruz. And I just received word from my friend Mike. He recognizes the OG that Jack Cruz is, and he stopped listening a while ago because he felt he was just too full of himself. And I can see that. And I can see that both being a benefit and a curse. Directness, reaching more people, letting go that some people may get aggravated with you, come and go, come and go, come and go. And there's that peace, right? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to serve and hold on to all the people? Or am I just trying to serve whoever I can serve in this moment and let them go? Come and go, come and go, come and go. And I think for me, it's finding that balance because there's a part of me that has grown up without really trying to hold on. And then it really is challenging when I feel like I lose approval, when I get challenged, and then I am the chameleon trying to adapt. Not always bad though, because there are times building a real community where there is disharmony and how to not acquiesce, that's the word that came up, acquiesce. Not to back down. Oh, it's funny, like, and words are so precise. My dear friend Taryn has been writing more, and I love the precision of words. I appreciate the precision in her words. I appreciate the clarity. And she just wrote a little article on narcissism versus vanity. We used to call someone vain, who is looking in the mirror all the time. And that's us seeing them and describing what we imagine to be going on there. Narcissistic is, the way she states it, that I'm remembering right now, is it's a victim kind of word. It's like oh my God, you have power over me then, almost. And it's interesting this language is being taken on, and I really appreciate her doing that because it's not that powerful people don't exist. When you call them narcissistic, you're making a value judgment about yourself, almost submitting to them in a way. And I found that really strange, like even calling Donald Trump narcissistic. Like I started falling into that too. I don't know him. I've never met him. And it's funny how people say, like the psychologist, I can't diagnose like this. But even that is an admission that you don't disagree with them. You just can't say that you agree with them, that you made the same judgment call. But it's not saying that the judgment call itself is inappropriate. Interesting. And not interesting. So I'm playing with my brain. I'm noodling with it. It's enjoying noodling with me and keeping me in this little loop. So yesterday I did attunement with some dear friends. I was part of a team to lead inquiry, breath, sound, and a little mini concert almost. It's like a living room concert. It's a tiny desk concert. It's a little church concert. It's like church. Like when it comes down to it, it's like church. It's another version of church. It's another version of church. And I'm reminded as I say that, how much fun, how beautiful church is. And church works the same way. You can't have a church running without a choir, and a choir can't be a paid choir. Notice that. It can't be a paid choir. The way that I've seen it run, it has not been a paid choir. You may pay a little bit to like the conductor, someone else like that. You may help them with instruments, mics, all that stuff. Typically, you don't pay the people. In fact, if anything, they pay to be there. They're still such believers in the church. I'm just going to bring this stand down a little bit because it feels like it's getting windier, and I would not appreciate it if it fell over. So I'm going to put that back a little bit too. There we go. This is it for me as well. I don't mind using the other side of the camera, especially for the magic mirror work. The challenging piece is not knowing if it stopped working. And I don't know how I would tell offhand, aside from a mirror showing me what's going on the other side of the screen. And then can I just trust it too? Okay, I just trust it as well. I just thought of I've been gifted these Meta smart glasses. I'm looking forward to trying them out. I am. I'm looking forward to having that audio without it in my ears, like just being able to more discreetly, more ambiently be able to notice what's going on and to hear stuff, listen to stuff as well. And reminding myself to only use the tech when it's important to use the tech. And that's the piece, is all of these non-native EMFs, great to use them when we want to use them, great to turn them off when we don't want them. And so part of it for me is turning things off, turning things off, turning things off. And we can turn off the bedroom. Let's try turning it off now regardless, because we don't need it. And how do we make that easier and easier and easier? Just a little switch that we can flip to turn things on and off. Not just the light switch on, but the actual breaker on and off. Okay. What else is there? What else is there? What else is there? Not having wiring in the bedrooms? That'd be interesting. Not having any wiring near the beds or going behind the bed? That's interesting. How to reduce non-native EMF. How to reduce non-native EMF over and over and over again. I don't know the answers to this. I really don't. I don't know if dimmer switches are good or bad. It's funny, there's so much stuff that we've created as technology, and it's probably not the technology that's been created that's the issue, it's the cheapening of the technology, trying to replicate the same effect and making it cost less and less and less. And there was this point where you could say, I can make it cost less and people won't notice until later. And there's this point where it's like, you can really do make it cost less, and it's still good. One of the things I'm noodling with is when people come to me, I share with them what it is that I have on offer. This is what we do. This is what I offer. This is the price tag, cost, investment, however you want to call it. I'm not worried about that because the value far outweighs that. That part is easy. Having said that, that's what I can see. My invitation for you, because I love you, is what can you see? What do you want? What are you willing to pay for it, so to speak? What do you want to create? Focus first on what you want to create, and then secondly on what you're willing to pay for it. And then it's not that this is a negotiation. It's for me to see you and choose to meet you where you're at. And choose to say no as well, not having that mean anything. And for you to be able to see the gap, for me to be able to see the gap as well. Part of that gap helps me see where things are at. Part of that gap is part of my learning. Learning with people that I love and who love me. And let it go. 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 The story my brain wants to make is I'm falling short. The story my brain wants to make is that there's a value judgment out of what's going on, that people come to see me once and they're not coming back. Recently, more frequently than usual. What I'm inviting myself to notice is it doesn't mean that change wouldn't be beneficial. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect or not perfect. What is the lesson here? What is the takeaway? What is not just the lesson, because that implies that there's just one lesson, but what is the primary lesson I see now? What's the secondary? What's the tertiary? It's just like the primary fracture, the secondary fracture, the tertiary fracture on the x-ray. Often I can see one and then forget about the others. Part of it is right now, where am I not certain with what's going on? What is not clear? What has not been created that needs to be created already? Last day of the month right now. How am I or am I not leading my team? How are we all sick? How are we all taking time off? How have I taken time off when Marika's taken time off with her illness? How have I not been moving forward in operator costs and looking at next steps? How have I not taken care of my own stuff in the midst of all this? And how have I taken care of my own stuff? I have done the attunement. I've done the spring equinox. I've done another breath session. I've done the Ohana breath. I've done the bonus breath with my dear friend Sean. I've been doing this work. I am doing work. Is it the most important work to move us forward? I can't say that for sure. Is it important work for me? Yes. Is there a more efficient way to do it? Probably. Probably. Over and over again, I recognize there's more efficient ways to do things. It's starting to rain a little bit here, so I may be moving soon, just to let myself know. And it's kind of interesting being in the rain and being in the fire. This is the natural gas fire pits. I don't have to replace this gas, which is what makes it way more enticing to have the fire here than over there. If I owned this patio, I'd consider putting a gazebo over this as well. Or actually considering putting the gazebo here in the wintertime. I don't know. So many considerations to make, so many possibilities. It's really interesting to see what's possible. So many stories. They made this balcony much smaller than they needed to. And the benefit of that is there's huge safety guardrails around it. Great for when you've got a little one. All right. So yesterday was the biggest Breath Live session that I've had the chance to lead, I believe. Around 60 people. Amazing co-facilitators, co-creators, co-space holders. My dear friend Matthew and Bay were there. Thank you to Judy and Mike for putting this on. Thank you to Adam and Robin. Thank you to Marie. Thank you to Becky. So many people I got to see there. Some familiar faces, some loving faces, some appreciation, some love for the music, some reminders of the insomnia and being able to rest again. Oh, so good to hear that. So good to hear that. So good to hear that. What would life be like if you could actually rest? What would life be like if you actually slept? Just noticing that. Just noticing that possibility. Just noticing that probability. Noticing how many followers I have on fucking Spotify. I have more followers on Spotify than YouTube. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. I did not realize I had that many followers on Spotify. I'll take a look if I can put my website on Spotify, my Instagram on Spotify. Something to actually start pointing people to other places. And if I can't, it's all good. It's just kind of hilarious. More than just kind of hilarious. It is hilarious. And part of it's because I make it all so public. I just imagine how many times these playlists are being used, played, appropriated. And then being grateful for that as well. You're welcome to use this. You're welcome to appropriate it. How do we start appropriating each other's stuff more in the best way? And this is one of the best ways. Copying, plagiarism. And I can see if the creator is not being taken care of, their needs are not feeling like they're being met. And that's even me right now. Right? Are my needs being met in this lifetime right now? Yes. 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 Am I grateful for my needs being met? Practicing. Today is going to be a wunderbar day. Today is a wunderbar day. Yesterday is a wunderbar day. It's been a wunderbar year. It's going to be a wunderbar year. It's been a wunderbar decade. It's going to be a wunderbar decade. I'm a genius and I apply my wisdom. So I'm saying some of these affirmations. I feel to heal. I feel to heal. And I feel to heal doesn't mean feeling pain, doesn't mean feeling bad, doesn't mean feeling wrong. That's just part of the spectrum. Feeling, including the feelings of bliss, of happiness, of joy, of pure and utter delight. Also healing. The only constant is change. Just notice the noise of the rain is increasing. So I'm going to step underneath here for a moment. And let that rain pitter-patter take its time. And put this up a little bit again to be more at eye height. And now we'll have two fires going. I'm going to have a nice big fire going because I want to stay nice and warm. I don't want to let myself get cold and then want to leave. Such a good morning. not always going to look at the screen because I'm just learning. Looking at the screen may not actually be serving me, which is a really funny idea. Magic mirror work, but I'm not trying not to look at the mirror. And I'll look at the mirror occasionally, just be like, oh, who is that handsome fella? Can I actually say that I look handsome to me? And how is it that me appreciating me, like really appreciating me, really putting myself first, really embracing the power that I am, where's that line between narcissism and self-confidence and self-actualization even? Like being willing to be the fullest version of myself. And I think sometimes when this language is weaponized, there's a part of me that shrinks, that self shrinks. And that's part of it right now. How many of us, including myself, have sheepish tendencies and patterns built in? Sheepish tendencies and patterns built in. And it's funny, we come back to everything that I'm saying right now is just literally air going up through my windpipe over these little cords, flapping a little bit, creating these little frequencies, vibrations with mouth movements, with saliva, with all this other stuff. And then making that mean something. We're actually moving at the speed of sound then. And looking at the telepathy tapes now, these children who are non-verbal to us, when they actually show us they can communicate with the spelling, are showing how they can use telepathy, actually directly connecting with thoughts and communicating directly with the speed of thought, which possibly is even faster than the speed of light. I don't know. It's definitely faster than the speed of sound, though. And the sound, right now, there's only single tones that can come out from our communication that we've learned. I don't think that's the truth. Even as people are practicing the throat singing, all these different ways of saying, I imagine they're creating different resonances, different tones, different frequencies, so you can actually layer on different patterns. And so there's a different layer of wisdom, of intelligence. It's a different kind of code, for example. That's light language. Light language is essentially just a different kind of code. Whether someone's using light language that clicks, that sounds different. And the thing is that we're using light language in the idea that it's one language versus light language is probably an infinite number of spectrums of light languages, which is why some people say that's not light language, that's light language. It's like, no, you guys just are speaking different light languages or having incomplete pictures of light languages and then arguing over your incomplete pictures. And then for me as well, there's my own disbelief. And I appreciate, I think it's, I was to say, Nicola was saying that you start practicing languages, but just making random noises. And that's what kids are essentially doing even when they're learning our languages. We're like, I love hearing my son, it's philosophy. It's our problem-free philosophy. And I'm like, this is amazing. And how is it that we try to keep correcting them? Especially if you already understand them. What is the rush for perfection in communication to make it easy for me as a listener, rather than honoring the speaker and where they're at in their own listening and overriding their own listening as well? It's almost like forcing them, okay, this is what you hear, this is what you think you're saying, this is what you need to say so that I can hear it in the way that I want to hear it. And there's a balance too. It's not to say that it's wrong either. Like, all of these things started off as something really cool, magical, beautiful. It's when it gets to the point where it's almost diagnoses. Like, that may be a delineating thing where it's a diagnosis versus a tendency that I want to support you with, and I can support you with. It's like coaching in gymnasts. It's like, no, there's no such thing as a perfect move. It's like, there isn't a way. If you are so bought in that you want to get to that perfection sooner and are willing to break, bend, stretch your body to get there, great. But if you're not wanting to, then is that actually better than what you're doing? And that's it for me. Like, I'm feeling a little bit of pain right here around my spleen area. It's recognizing, it's not that I don't want to have the knowledge, be smart, be seen as smart. Rather, there's a part of me that's letting go, that's trying to let go, that is also avoiding and running away from having to create that expertise because I've done it for so long where I had to read all these books, pass these tests, have someone else approve of me, and now I'm like, fuck no, I don't want to have someone else's approval now. But in that not wanting to have someone else's approval, I'm actually creating a space where I'm like, instead of having someone else's approval, I'm running away from it. I'm like, I'm going to do my own thing. And there's a space in between that. There's a space where it's not, I want someone's approval. There is a part of a beauty of wanting someone's blessing. Part of it is, it's the same almost as having someone pay for something. It's like, essentially it's like, count your blessings instead of count your money. You're counting your blessings. When you're counting the money someone's given to you, you're counting your blessings. Someone is blessing you with that. And part of me is taking a look at how do we bypass or weaponize even the ideas around money by not saying just money, not just saying death, not just saying the thing, anger, resentment, and then recognizing that there is no thing. All the ideas are constructs, and as solid as the construct may seem and be patterned in, just like everything else I'm learning about, what I say, what someone else hears are two entirely different things, colored by all of our history, all of our learnings, all of our ways of being. Turning down the fire a little bit now because my body is getting a little hot in the best way possible. The sky is getting lighter in the best way possible. 30 minutes, and I came up before sunrise, so I haven't even been out in the morning sun for 30 minutes yet. First light. How lucky are we to have first light? And this is only the halfway point, and we've gotten to first light starting at around 6 something. So it's going to get to 4 something. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to waking up with it. First light. I'm looking forward to a screened in area outside. First light, if possible. Because the fucking mosquitoes. I do not like mosquitoes. I do not like mosquitoes. I'm just gonna be fucking honest about it. I do not like mosquitoes. I do want to be in something that has a mosquito-free place that's outdoors. And we'll see what we can create. We'll see what we can create. Because they are dastardly little bastards getting through every crack. Dastardly little bastards. Get out onto that beach. Oh, life is over. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Hello, plane. So it's funny, the event was beautiful. Probably used more words than I needed, but in a larger group, especially with 30 minutes to drop in, it felt like I needed to keep going during the breath as well. There probably could have been more spaces and places for silence. And in a larger group, it's trusting the process. Trusting the progress. trusting the voices, trusting my own voice. Being okay with some people being fucking annoyed by me. Loving if they choose to be. Loving it if they choose to be. Simple chemistry. You're changing the chemistry of your life right now. Changing it with your own breath. Changing it with a morphogenetic field of being around all these other people. Also changing their own breath. Amplifying each other with that. Literally, you could just sit here and notice the shift. It's non-native EMF, electromagnetic frequencies. We are EMF emitters as well. We have biophotons that come out of us. Biological photons of light. We can actually measure some of this stuff. We can measure the waves, EEG, EKG. Coherence. And this is my own reminder. In the magic mirror work, can I find my own coherence as well? Can I trust in my own coherence? Clean, simple, easy. Let's keep things clean, simple, and easy. Clean, simple, easy. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am, I am. I played the song I Am yesterday and just reminding myself, who am I? Who am I? Father, husband, son, lover, facilitator, guide, medicine man, doctor, soul doctor, fuck up, failure, depressed, anxious, PTSD, loser, nerd, geek, outcast, exile, student, teacher, friend, boyfriend, villain, hero. It's funny, all these roles, these labels, these masks, these channels, these stories. And embracing all of it. Protector, defender, perpetrator, sensual, clunky, janky, messy, dirty, nasty, pervert, sexy, attractive, handsome. Wisdom is the instantaneous recognition that crisis is a blessing. I do what I love, and I love what I do. Everything is perfect right here, right now in this moment. Everything is perfect. Right here, right now in this moment. I am, I am, I am, I am. 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 Syncing all these videos up. Linking all these videos up. Vlogging, camera taking, enjoying. I'm just thinking about the technology right now. How would I work with this Mic Mini with an actual camera? ... Stories upon stories upon stories. It's not the important thing. Hey, Nick, it's not the important thing. Right now, let's continue the number one thing over the next month, supporting my beloved. Getting flow into this retreat. Getting traction into this retreat. Holy crap, we're 3 months in. We still haven't created a single client through Ohana Sage. Something ain't right. And it's perfect. And it's perfect. It is fucking perfect. Every time I've stepped into the space, I've met myself. Even to the one where I thought I'd fucked it up entirely, I met myself. And I built up such a layer of trust, of flow, of ease. And I could see that, aside from the fact that I don't want them just to be my hands. Because it's not that I like to push. I really love being able to play and let go of trying to have to be all things to manage the room. Because I trust the people that I'm there with. I trust the people I'm there with. And I recognize I can do that right now. I have the luxury of doing that because of some of the people I partner with and how they communicate and how they're watching other parts. I don't need them to be the same as me. I don't. In fact, I want someone like Judy, like Marika, who is watching things differently than I do. And right now, in this moment, there's a part of me that's tired, but it's not tired. It's defeated, but it's not defeated. Lover around the groin, warrior around the solar plexus, king around the heart, to both the self-compassion and compassion for others. Magician around the jaw. I'm reminding myself of things that I've delineated, not because they're truth, but because it's the current default delineation. The current default delineation, the CDD. All these acronyms, there really could be a glossary, and sometimes I can see that Papa Jack Cruz almost makes things easy and makes things hard. It's like kind of like you got to meet me where I'm at, brah. You got to meet me where I'm at. If you're not willing to jump through my hoops, then don't be here. And there's a way he can get away with it because he's got a certain level of crowd and clout, and probably it's his own way of managing the size of the crowd, because if he was more palatable, his crowd would have gotten much bigger, and part of him probably doesn't want that. So for me, it's being palatable enough to have the crowd coming together. That's my old story, right? Being who I am, having the crowd come together, and then noticing as I'm creating the crowd, not shifting who I am just to increase the size of the crowd. Also recognizing when I'm making too many hoops for someone to jump through to even want to be in the crowd in the first place. Wisdom of the ages. Just wondering if Ohana Sage would benefit from pointing to Ohana Breath. Looking just for breath? Head over to Ohana Breath. Looking just for coaching? Head over to Ohana Soul. Ohana Guide. There's a part of me right now that is working through my money stuff. The I want money. And I'm saying that way because recently we asked one of our dear friends to look at another potential healer, someone I might want to learn from. And she's like, oh, it seems like it's actually not all goodness and light, that it might be money. And as I hear that, and here's the counterbalance point. In almost anything that gets to a certain size, someone is going to say that, right? That's the first thing to remind myself of. And both and to have that extra awareness open, and not to make it all right or all wrong, all light or all dark. And is a demon that someone sees only a demon 100% to them? That's an interesting idea to play with. What if that demon would look like something entirely different to me? Like, what if it looks like just a little kitty to me? Like, oh, that's cute. That's cute. To someone else, it looks like this horrendous demon. I'm like, it's like the shadow, right? That little shadow, the little mouse can turn into the big bad mouse. And it's not that either one of us is right. We could judge the perception of another, but often we're asking for someone else's perceptions. We're inviting them in, we're requesting them. Hey, I'd like to know what your perspective on this is. I'd like to know what your feedback is on this. Feedback, such a funny word. Who doesn't want feedback? Someone said to me yesterday, it's like, there's many times I don't want feedback. Think about it, feedback in a microphone. I don't want that. What I think people mistake feedback for is it's a general catch-all. Would I like some resonance where what resonated from me to you, that resonated gets fed back to me so I can actually resonate with more? Usually, yeah. And not taking a look at it from the purely, oh my God, approval or feeding the ego side, but it resonates, it reminds me, it helps to leave a different imprint on the subconscious. And then for me, it's not to take that and be like, now it's gospel truth. Must do it this way. This is the way I want to play right now. I want to have invitations, requests, a little bit more gentleness in it. And in that gentleness, being able to guide people to see themselves so that when there's a little bit more of that pushing feeling, they already have reminded themselves that they're sovereign. So it's like, if I'm pushing, it's because there's a part of me that wants to push right now versus he's pushing me. And that's what I'm building up into, is that I want you to see that you are pushing yourself with some guidance, right? It's like, it's no different than having a run coach in a way, right? Like, or a little reminder, all right, you've gotten on pace this last 10 minutes, keep going. You've gotten on pace this last 10 minutes, keep going. You've gotten on pace this, like, oh, you're at the peak, you really want to push through. If you want to push through this valley, push through this deep, go ahead and push that through and guide yourself through and just trust it, reminding yourself. And I may say things over and over again. It may get frustratingly repetitive. Remind yourself, why are you listening to me if it's repetitive? What has you forgetting that you can ignore me, that you can turn off the sound, turn off the external environment, come back to the internal landscape. And that's me moving right now instead of just trying to stay still, is moving and coming back to the internal landscape of my lower back, my hips, probably going to get a canker sore in my lower lip, inside area. Not looking forward to that. And it is what it's going to be. Came home and ate some greasy burger, some pasta, some fries yesterday. And for me, it tasted delicious. I was a little fast with it because I was trying to get to the next step, forgetting that it was also a place to debrief, to be with my beloved, to be with my son. So how do I eat more intentionally? And part of it now is especially getting all this light in, especially in the morning, and getting outside more often regardless, is feeding off of the light and the energy of the outdoors. Possibly there's a different kind of light that comes through these clouds that may serve us more. How do I look at life differently? Sending energy out through space and time in different ways as well. So it doesn't always have to be like, oh, I miss the sunrise. And that was it. When I did that Merkaba thing at Sedona with Matthias Estefano, Aubrey Marcus, Blue, Robert Grant, and all the Fit for Service members, 200 of them, amazing. And being in that ball of energy, and being that Om and all the chanting and all the sounds, and feeling myself spinning and conducting and being surrounded by the points of the masculine, the points of the feminine, and being inside of that, being inside of that, creating that over and over again, loving that over and over again, trusting that over and over and over again, trusting that over and over and over again. Trusting that over and over and over again. Loving that over and over and over again. Okay. Loving that over and over and over again. And I sent that forward and backwards through time. And not just that, but through all the participants there. Because let's embrace and embody the heart, the perpetual energy that exists, and forgetting the whole idea that perpetual energy doesn't exist. Like, we have a sun inside of each of us. There, I think, is a literal sun inside of us, sending out these biophotons. And when we become more aligned with our own sun, it sends out more biophotons. And the more biophotons we send out, it's such a different idea to imagine that we're sending out biophotons and those biophotons are returning in some way. Almost like the idea that giving is receiving and receiving is giving. And we've been so transactional, zero-sum game, told that it's flowing downstream, all these ideas. When we actually do look at that, right? It flows downstream into the ocean, evaporates, comes back through. And how do we not see that all that is linked up? That it's when we're missing the flow of that life stops. And we're constantly creating systems, not we're constantly, but part of the creation systems is to actually make it look like the flow is stopping over and over again. There is actually no flow, there is no stopping. The only thing that's stopping it is our own patterns and our rules. The only way someone can accumulate, quote unquote, so much wealth is if the whole patterning rule system is created so that they can do that, and so everyone is enslaved to that and so fearful of getting outside that pattern, because what if they lose all their own stuff? What if they become the one that's ostracized? What if they become the one that's come for in the middle of the night and taken away in a hood, beaten, killed, or disappeared? And that's the fear that happens there with the dictatorship, the communism, the aristocracy. And how is that happening within a democracy as well, especially when it's taken over by a bureaucracy that can operate in the shadows? And how much shadow work do we really need to do? How much do we really have to have that's clandestine? And how is it that we're making things that are healing have to go underground? It's not to say that all these things are good all the time, but things that are openly not good all the time, 33% success or less, possibly making billions of dollars, are allowed to be that as long as they have the paper that stands behind it, and they can say, we've got all these experts vouching for it. How many of these experts are following the same paradigm? How many people are following their original thought again? And when we look at it, how do we know that that's not the case? We can just look at the stagnancy of change. We're literally a beingness that came to learn how to fly, to create the internet, to create all the stuff. And what is it that we're creating right now? What is it that we're engaged in? What is it that we're focused on? What is it that I'm focused on? What am I creating? And I ask that. Are you focused on your healing, or are you focused on your creation? And it's not that it's one or the other, but creation itself can be healing. Creating purpose, creating life, creating value. When you're just focused on healing, you're in this zero-sum game of it's either health or it's disease. And it's just like I listened to someone yesterday who said that he got a big motorcycle accident 2 weeks ago. And literally in a split second, he was able to roll, dodge, avoid, and not die. And he's here now, his bike's written off. It's in those little moments, and he's prepared for it as much as he can. And even being fully prepared for it, things still could have turned out completely differently. And he's also still in this process of creation. 2 weeks later, he's still doing his thing. It's because it matters. He didn't have to reevaluate his life and say, shit, I should be doing something else entirely. And how many of us would have reevaluated? I had an accident. I reevaluated my life. I broke up with my girlfriend at the time. I was like, this isn't working. Now I know. Fuck. That kind of sucks. She had a baby with the next person she was with. I realized at some point in time I was like a good luck Chuck. A good luck Chuck. Not in a good way, not in a bad way, just hilarious that was it. And that's probably something to come from an invitation. Rather than coming to this work for deep healing, coming to it for deep creation. What is it you really want to create? And what is it that you really want to be certain about in life? And it's not that I'm giving you certainty. I'm going to tell you what's right or wrong. There's a difference. I will plant seeds so you can see your own certainty. In your own certainty, you can create anything. When someone is certain, it's like that mother that can lift up a car. She is certain that doing this will save the life of her baby. She will do it. It's when she's uncertain, and that's right now with all these different kinds of self-help books, all these different kinds of parenting styles, all these different kinds of words like, what is the attachment theory? Even the idea of parts work, then you get lost in your parts. Lost in My Parts could be another book now. First is noticing the parts, then identifying the parts, and then awareness of the parts, but then you can get lost in the parts and always be like parts. Come back to the certainty, and that's part of me doing this magic mirror work, is finding my own certainty again. It's part of it. Like every time I'm preparing for an event, like preparing for the event yesterday, I talked to myself the whole time I was going to the event. I didn't just practice what I was going to say. I said it as if I was saying it and noticing myself as I'm saying it, what it feels like to hear myself saying it. And then letting go of trying to get it right, because it's in the trying to get it right that I'm feeling too tight and too tense. And then in letting go of the trying to get it right, what comes out is right for the moment, even if it isn't perfect to repeat over and over again. And that's the difference, is there's a piece, and it's watching that pianist perform flawlessly. How do they perform flawlessly over all those notes, all that stuff, without channeling that state? Because a state is what they're coming back to. It's that state that you're coming back to as a Navy SEAL, as all those things. It's returning to that state of just knowingness, of certainty, of connecting with your higher soul. It doesn't mean you're going to get it right, especially if I was a Marine. It doesn't mean something won't happen, that I get injured, killed, let someone else down. They're willing to step into the stakes of those games. The stakes of the games that I'm stepping into, not quite that extent. And it's wonderful to imagine it's at that extent without putting the pressure on myself. Oh my, this is real life and death. This is really important. And then to be with the parts that I can be with best. And not trying to pretend. I didn't try to pretend I wanted to help organize people in rows and layers. And there was a little bit of it I was keeping an eye out for. It's something really off. How could I do this differently? The easiest way is what I've seen some dear friends do before, is just put down a mat. If you brought a mat, put it down on top of it. If you didn't, there's your mat. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You got space between everyone, it's already spaced out and laid out. It's already spaced out and laid out. To know that I'm already looking to buy 100 yoga mats, fantastic. And until then, let it go. There's so many things. The katanas. Got to send that over to my dear friend Francis still. And then let it go. Tapping noises coming from that beautiful propane tank. I look forward to it raining a lot less and filling that up from that place and seeing what it's like. I believe I filled it up relatively recently, but I'm not sure. Ah, I am the light of my life. I am beautiful, I am bliss. I am. So much rain. An hour and 4 minutes. I'm really enjoying these long formats. Part of the reason I'm still going right now. I'm enjoying it and just taking a second notice. Am I avoiding something else? Am I avoiding some other work? Yes and no. I'm getting to the point of my own clarity and certainty. I'm waking up with the light. I've got work to do. Creating a video on what do you want to be certain with? Certainty. What are you absolutely certain about? It's happened in your life. When you are absolutely certain, it has happened. That's when the miracles happen. That's when the unexpected happens. So we create a long video on certainty. Growing the muscle of certainty. Growing the muscle of certainty, being able to do unexpected, unimaginable things. Part of it right now is the certainty. Like there's a certainty of me guiding myself and others through the spaces of medicine, through the God molecules. And it's that certainty that allows me to play. Like sometimes people are like, how can you do that? Like, especially when there's technical difficulties. I'm like, I have a certainty of where I can guide people. I have a certainty of my own skill set. It's the same thing, like if you imagine creating a large event, like so many people will be like creating a large event walking away because like there's too many variables. Without certainty, I can see that. With certainty, everything is possible. I can acknowledge Tony Robbins for his certainty in creating an event that's 15,000 people, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people even. There's a certainty there. I have a certainty that I can hold a much larger, especially online breath container, and something is missing. And I don't know what that is. I don't know. I want to do more guiding, and I want to let go of where I'm not needed to guide. I want to do more guiding, and I want to let go of where I'm not needed to guide. I want to do more guiding, and I want to let go of where I'm not needed to guide. Creating stuff, being clear what we're offering, meeting people where they're at by choice. Very clear what the product is that we're creating together. Being very clear if they want access to our referrals, our team, there's value in that. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do it with the contractors. I'm still thinking now, like, does all the referrals, if they want to give a referral, have to come through us? Do they have to charge the same amounts? Like, how to do it so that it's in integrity, it makes sense for everybody, and it's not going to make sense for everybody. That's just it. It's in integrity with what I want to create. Like, what is it that I want to create? There's a part that wants to create. It's like, again, I'm just going to be transparent with myself. It's about the money. How do I, like, it feels so frustrating to not be creating the level of monetary shift, monetary gain that I want to gain from this. And the frustrating part really is that there's no flow right now. Now here's the backup. It's not that there's no flow. There's no flow that's translated into the easily measurable outcome that I desire. There's been a lot of flow. There's been a lot of frickin' flow. And that was a reminder from my coach, Ellie. Like, it's like, it's the things that we measure. We measure sometimes because it's easy to measure that thing, not because that thing is actually the most important thing. Not because that thing is the most important thing, but it's the most easily measurable thing. And sometimes it's just doing the thing too. There is the part of just doing the thing. Like, you know what? Like, let's just get this over with. Not always good, not always bad. Can move the energy. Replacing the screen of my phone. Not good, not bad, just moving the energy. So much rain. So much rain. Now, do I go replace this phone screen this morning? It is. Or do I replace it and make an appointment? Probably make an appointment to replace the phone screen. I can make an appointment for this Friday. Let's not rush it. I don't need to get down there. I'm just thinking about Costco returns right now. That's where my brain went to. So, magic mirror, just being transparent. And then feeling both a little good, a little bit bad, a little sheepish, all these things. Oh, should I be returning this? It's good for the environment, all these things. I'm like, let it go. I can make a choice. I can try to return it. If it doesn't work out, let it go. It's okay. It's okay. Is it worth a couple $100 if it does work out? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is to me right now. Even the cooler, returning that. One step at a time. All games. They're all just games. They're all just games. They're all just games. There's so many games in this life. It's kind of funny. I'm just imagining all the games of life right now. All the things that I have in boxes, little boxes. Imagining my son's toys, and there's that judgment that I have. Oh, he's got too many toys. I'm like, how many toys do I have that I'm not playing with? How many toys do I have that I'm not playing with on any kind of regular basis, and I still have the toy? And I still have the toy. Good or bad, I still have the toy. My badminton racket. Let's start hitting that around this year, right? Let's start bringing that outside and just hitting it around, hitting it in the sky. Showing my son how to hit birdies. Kicking a soccer ball, hitting a tennis ball. Kicking a ball and playing with it, right? It's fun to play the sports when you enjoy playing the sport. It's not so fun when you're playing it just to learn the rules to try to play it better. Okay. I am almost done this morning with this video. I can see it, I'm hitting that edge that I'm not letting to serve myself. So, today's going to be a wunderbar day. I feel to heal. Everything is a choice. Everything's a story. The only constant is change. I always have a choice. I always have a choice. Being with the paradox, what if there is no free will? What if it's all predestined, preordained? I have a choice in how I enjoy it, I think, still. I have a choice in the timeline that I'm in. I am jump timelines. I've seen people jump timelines. And so I'm not quite sure. And who knows, in this grand intelligence, having gone backwards and forwards through time to choose to be right here, right now, like, how do I do both of those things at the same time? Be right here, right now, and off somewhere off in the cosmos. And then not trying to make it mean more, not trying to make it mean that I'm better than. Like, all of us have this capacity, and not all of us are meant to experience this capacity in this lifetime. There's so many things that I'm not going to get to experience in this lifetime. I'm unlikely to experience learning how to fly a spaceship. I'm unlikely to go to the deepest parts of the earth and know the machinery that I'm in instead of being taken down there if I choose to go down there. And there's somebody that does not want to go down there, scared of being crushed. But I have been in a sub 100 meters down already before, and I'm grateful that I was. Sometimes just recognizing I'm grateful that I did that thing that was kind of silly when I did it, but in the moment it was worthwhile because now I can say that I've done it, because for myself, I know that I've challenged the extremes of what I imagined were possible. I've ridden on a motorcycle, right? I've been in a single engine plane with Janice's former father-in-law. Like, so cool to have had some of these experiences and to stall in the plane. Whoa, that was a cool experience. I parasailed. I have climbed massive rock structures. I've learned how to rock climb even. I've been thrown in the air. I've hit the ground so many times. Sprained my ankles so many times, done so much physio so many times. Bruised both my heels. It's crazy to think all these things. Been to so many science fairs, won gold medals, been the premier of a province. Model youth parliament, but I still got elected premier. Right? Regardless of it, I got that result. Won the Junior Achievement Award. Was a leader of that company. Of all the people that could have led, it was me. It doesn't mean that I was the best leader by any stretch. There's so many things I could have done better. Was winning in the stock exchange stuff. Like, using all my skills. My skills are people skills. They're not just the predictive skills. That actually is probably one of my worst ones in that sense, is being objective about those things. Right? But guiding people towards a certain path, pretty good at that. Being guided on a certain path as well, pretty good at that. Connecting with people that I love, pretty good at that. There's a lot of people that I love. There's a lot of people who love me. I have a great deal of trust in many accounts. I have a great deal of distrust in many accounts. Thankfully, one doesn't negate the other. One doesn't negate the other. Someone else distrusts me. It's not like all my trust suddenly evaporates. It could. Thank you, fire. Thank you, earth. Thank you, rain. Thank you, air. Thank you, all these elements. Thank you, the ether that connects us all. Really enjoying the trains. I've lived in a place where there's trains literally rumbling right next to shaking the building. I've lived in a place where there's airplanes literally flying above all the time. I can be in those spaces. I have the ability to sleep anywhere and everywhere. Oh, such a gift to be able to do that. And the things that I'm really good at doing, I support in imparting it in others. Amidst the chaos, find your peace. Amidst the chaos, find my peace. There's such a chaos, a cacophony of life right now. A cacophony of sounds, of smells, of sights, of temperatures. And in all of this, there's a peace. There's a knowingness, there's an order. And it's in the letting go of trying to control everything else. And then having gratitude. Oh my God, how lucky I am to actually have this rooftop patio, rooftop penthouse, rooftop condo, southwest facing, great parking, 2 storage lockers, the amenities I want, near the things I want right now, right here in this lifetime. And the wisdom to know that I don't need to own it and feel that stress of owning it. I'm renting it right now. There is the quote unquote stress of paying money that I'm like, oh, I'm just paying money, but it's just the flow. There was always going to be a flow of money. And sometimes when there is such a stagnancy, it's like I just own it. There's a stagnancy there that may not serve. I don't want to just be served by the stagnancy. I don't want to just keep leveraging things either and noticing that. And I get to learn from people about how they've leveraged things, what they've done, what they haven't done. I get to leave messages out there. Leave messages out there. I'm going to leave a message soon with my dear friend Rich. Hey Rich, let's talk. Let's talk about what we're offering. Let's talk about how you can support us. Let's talk about what we can create and co-create together. There are pieces and places that we can do this. It doesn't all have to be at once, and it's totally possible. It's totally possible for someone just to sign up right now, sight unseen. Totally possible. Because I'm willing to do those first 4 sessions with them regardless, especially if they already know that they're okay spending that money regardless. Right? I will not dive into them with the medicine ceremony unless I'm 100% sure. But is your word good enough for me to dive in the first 4? 100%. And that's the thing to be really clear on. And something. Is this for everyone? No. Are the first 4 sessions for anyone who's been guided here? Yes. Is it a significant investment compared to many things you look at? Totally. Is it worth it? Yes. And as someone said, recently they went to this amazing retreat center where celebrities go do all this stuff, and some people got nothing out of it. It's what you want to put into it. If you don't want to put it in, if you're going in there with this isn't going to work, my job isn't to drag you past to the place where it is. If you're coming to a place where like, I have a deep desire to have certainty in my life, to heal from something, to create that next level, to achieve this goal, to work through this dark night of the soul, to hit the highest highs, to really enjoy life, to have bliss, not a problem. I'm willing to see myself, reflect myself, see my blind spots, accentuate my positives, own the negatives, balance myself out, use my brain, use my body, use my soul, be guided by, allow this facilitation to happen. Facilitation, facile, make easier. Really let them make my life easier rather than having to try to fight the whole time. Not because I need to agree with them. It's not that old way of saying, oh man, they're doing the right thing. I have to say yes, otherwise I'm a bad boy without their approval. No. Rather, it's when I'm busy fighting all the time, I'm spending so much time fighting, I'm not actually spending time discovering myself, rediscovering myself, re-remembering myself. And in that remembrance, allowing myself to be held in ways that I may not have, to find that safety so I can keep finding myself. And when I do that, so much possibility arises for myself, so much creativity arises for myself, that I have images, visions, messages that literally transmute the story, past and future. I'm guided to connect to my future higher self. How do I know there's a future higher self? There's a present self that guided my past self to here. There's a present self that guided my past self to here. Didn't always make sense. It doesn't always make sense. Why did I have to go through dark nights of the soul where I thought maybe it's better not to exist over and over again? I've had that groove is a deep groove, that deep loneliness. Why did I have to have it? That I'm like, oh my God, no one will understand me. No one will understand my body the way I understand my body. And even I don't understand my body, so how will anyone else ever do that? And oh my God, there's so much shame associated with every single thing, and yet I'm diving deeper into the shame. I'm attracted, I'm addicted to the shame. Why am I doing this? And I'm coming back to right here, right now. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. And right here, right now doesn't mean right here, right now. Right here, right now can be projected in any space, because what if we are a holographic projection? And so projecting myself to that future where I can just be grateful for, oh my God, look at that guy sitting there by the fire doing the magic mirror work. That is so cool. I'm so grateful for that guy. Which means that every single step has gratitude, which is that reminder. I'm so grateful he had that level of money. Man, I'm so jealous. I remember when I used to be able to be that anonymous. I remember when my son was that age, my wife was that age, we were smelling the air in that way. The earth was that age. It was such an innocent time. It was such an innocent time. It was such a space of not knowing and knowing. It was such a space of excitement. And then now I'm in this place and I'm again looking at what's next and then reminding myself I can go back to that moment and be like, if I was there at that point, having no idea I'd come to here. Like me going back 15 years. Hey, 15 years ago, Nick. Oh man, you're on some meds for your brain right now, you think, right? And you don't know any better. You think you're just a material body and you've run out of options. And you're taking this thing and, you're hitting anorgasmia. Okay. You're traveling around, spending money, not knowing how to. Okay. You're told you're disabled. Okay. You don't know what you want to do. Okay. You're the black sheep. Okay. Your family doesn't know what to do with you. New Year's Eve, there's a party and you don't want to come down. Okay. Okay. You don't think anyone will ever love you. You don't think you're worthy of having kids. You think any child that comes out of you will be broken. Okay. Part of the infinite comedy of the universe. Look at that. Like my son came out and he was testing. He was like, everything's broken. Do you really want to be with that? No, nothing's broken. You want to be with that. And now it's that in-between state. Okay. It's not that when everything feels like it's perfect, there's no need for protection, for fear, for worry. It's just that isn't a default state of being. It's not my birthright. And it can still live amongst everything else. The rumination can still live. It's when I'm ruminating all the time. The video games can still live. It's when I'm playing the video games all the time. Like how many hundreds of hours did I play Destiny? And Titanfall? And Diablo? And Fallout? And World of Warcraft? And Pokemon Go? And Genshin Impact? And Marvel Snap? So many different games. So many different ways. Civilization. Not making it right. Not making it wrong. The games, the adventure games, are actually more my style now. Playing Uncharted, Uncharted 2. Like, let's keep advancing and seeing what's next. Or playing the games with friends. We used to play Left 4 Dead together. That was so much fun to play that together. It's in the togetherness. Geometry Wars, in the togetherness. Borderlands, in the togetherness. That was so much fun. 2 TVs, 2 screens, side by side. Definitely the way to go. Being able to see each other. Be with each other. I remember dreaming of this giant room where it had all these screens and all these connected screens and all these different ways of seeing. How much fun that would be. So much EMF. So much EMF. So much blue light. I'm hilarious sometimes. And In the consciousness of it, in the desire of it, that's okay. In the desire of it, that's okay. In the desire of it, that's okay. These shoes, way better. Feet don't feel nearly as cold. Just a moment of silence. My brain wanted to say sadness, but it's the balancing, right? Have that extreme download to remind myself of 15 years ago, to remind myself of the future me guiding me, to come back to right now, what it is that there is for me to do, to not do, the recordings, the videos to record, to post, and then to let go of. And really enjoying creating videos, posting, and letting go of. Enjoying this magic mirror work and then letting go of it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.